Hello again, students. My name is Miss Candace Formaggio, and I am a freshman advisor here at Southeastern Louisiana University. Welcome to Week 7. Week 7 is creating your academic roadmap. This is when you get a chance to start looking at your major and deciding what classes you want to take each semester all the way to graduation. This is one of my favorite things to teach as an SE1 instructor and an advisor, and I hope that you enjoy it just as much as I do. I am going to be going through some of the steps today to teach you how to actually create your academic roadmap or your academic map. You also, of course, will have your SE101 instructor and your advisor who will be helping you along the way as well. So week 7 and week 8 are devoted to creating your academic roadmap and then planning out that roadmap in your Leonet account, so destination, graduation. But let's start with week 7. You have to start at the beginning, right? So let's go here. And what you'll want to do is you want to click on your Major and Career Exploration Part 2 Academic Mapping Assignment. Go ahead and click there, and there's going to be a couple links inside. What I would suggest that you do is go ahead and open up all these links and have those open right in your browser. I'm going to close my links here, and I'm going to open up the ones here. So again, I will go ahead and open up each one, and then I will explain each one to you. The link to the online catalog. So Southeastern, as well as every other college, has an online catalog. This is where you will actually see your 4-year plan, which is your curriculum of your major laid out in a 4-year plan. There is a PDF version. There's also a web-based. I would definitely encourage you to use the web-based. I prefer that one, and I'm going to show you a little bit about what that one looks like. Now, you'll see there's different years here, right? You always start in the year that you began. So, if you are a first-time freshman this fall, 2020, you're starting the 2020-2021 catalog. And this is the one that you will stay in unless you decide to change your major or if you sit out of school for more than a year in the future. Now, let's say you were a Southeastern scholar and you started maybe a year or two ago. You may actually be in an old catalog if you have not changed your major. So again, make sure you talk to your academic advisor so you know which catalog you're supposed to be in. But for most of you, you'll be in the 2020-2021. Okay. You'll also want to open up your list of majors. And again, I'll be going over these with you in a sec. You also want to open up this link here. And you'll want to open up your general education guide. So again, I would have all 4 of those open up and ready to go. And before we get too far ahead, guys, I do want to tell you we're going over a lot of things today. So if you need to take some notes, make sure you get some pencil and paper to do that. Okay, we have all of our links open, so let's go ahead and jump in. So let's pretend we are looking at a psychology major today. Of course, your major might be different, but we're going to look at psychology, and I'm going to explain as much as I can about the curriculum sheet so you can maybe understand how you should make your map and create your assignment today. So we're going to start by looking at the current catalog. This is the university online catalog. The catalog is going to be the holder of all the curricula, and so you'll definitely want to be very familiar with it. I like to use the web-based version. So you can click on web-based, and then you can kind of open it up here. You see that there's a lot of great information here on the left, which you can definitely peruse whenever you get a chance. But today we're going to be looking at degree programs and course description. So those are the 2 things that we're going to be looking at today. Let's go ahead and jump into degree programs. Now, if you scroll down, you will see that there are colleges. So College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, College of Business, College of Education, College of Nursing and Health Sciences, and College of Science and Technology. Those are the 5 colleges that all of the majors fall under. Now, under colleges, there are departments. So you will see if you're an art major, you're under the Visual Art and Design department. If you're an accounting major, you're under the Accounting and Finance department. Today we're looking at psychology. So psychology is of course under the psychology department. So make sure that you do take note of both your college and your department. In fact, if we kind of come over here to where our academic map folder is, you can actually kind of start working on your map as we're talking. I like to learn again as I do. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up and actually be filling it out as we're talking. So if I come over here to this map folder in Google Drive, make sure that you only choose your folder. You'll see we have some very famous people, obviously, attending Southeastern, but we're not going to click on them. Rumi the Lion, we're going to click on him. So when you're in your folder, make sure you only click on you. Do not click on any other student. So Rumi the Lion. And this is the academic map. This is actually how you're going to plan out your 4 years here at the university. Now you might be thinking, well, isn't it the same for everyone? Not really. Some people come in with AP credit or CLEP credit. Some people come in with transfer credit. Some people start at a higher level than others. Some people take developmental classes first. Some people have to withdraw from classes. So everyone's academic map is going to look a little different based on where they are. So let's go ahead and start filling this out, and then I'll show you actually how to do the rest. So you'll have your name, you'll have your W number, catalog year. We already looked at that, right? 2020, 2021. So you can go ahead and click the little drop-down button and choose that. Honors. Are you in the honors program or not? If you're in the honors program, click yes. If not, click no. Okay, major. The way to find the actual name of the major is go back to the online catalog, and you can click right here. Now, let's say you have a concentration. All right, so a concentration is just a fancy word for a specialty, a subspecialty within that major. And of course, you can find the list of concentrations and minors here. What's the difference between a concentration and a minor? A concentration is a subspecialty within the same major, and then a minor is a side specialty in a different area. So let's say you're a psychology major, which we can come and look down here. And let's say you want a minor in finance. Well, let's go see if finance has a minor. It sure does. So again, when you are looking at your major versus minor versus concentration, if you have any questions about that, make sure you're asking your academic advisor. For today's purposes, we're going to look at a curriculum in psychology. We're not going to look at either of these concentrations because I want to show you how the general psychology degree works. So let's click on curriculum in psychology. And again, you can just kind of copy and paste. It's pretty easy. So major, copy, paste, and if you do a shift there, it's going to make it match what everything else looks like. Again, we're not going to choose a concentration, but you might choose one. Let's say you decide to major in psychology and actually concentrate in ABA. You can do that. So again, you will choose your major and then your concentration, whichever one you choose. Okay, but for today, we're going to put NA because we're not going to concentrate. Minor. Maybe I do want to minor in something as a psychology major. Let's take a look and let's see what type of classes that I have to have as a psychology major. It looks like I have some arts courses. It looks like I have some computer science courses and some foreign language courses. Well, you know what? I really like foreign language. Maybe I want to minor in that. It looks like I have to have some history courses. I also have to have electives as well as social science electives. So maybe I want to minor in sociology. That is also an option. I'm going to show you actually how to find a minor so you'll have an idea how that works. Whenever you minor in something, my biggest advice is to try to minor in something that's similar to what you're majoring in. You can, but you wouldn't want to maybe minor in theater if you're majoring in accounting. Many of those courses are not going to overlap. However, as a psychology major, you can see that psychology requires social science electives. And if we go and look in our general education guide, which you do have access to as well, you'll see that social science electives can be sociology classes. Let's say you want to actually look to see what courses you need to minor in sociology. It's an easy way to do that. All you do is go to the degree programs, which we were already in, and then you scroll down to where sociology and criminal justice is, because that is the name of the department that sociology is under. So again, remember we said we might want to minor in sociology. So let's see what courses you need for that. The way you find your minor is you click on the department and then click on this left-hand side. The right-hand side is the curriculum for that major, but the left-hand side will bring you to the departments area, and you can actually scroll down and look at minors. So you can see that the Department of Sociology and Criminal Justice has a minor in anthropology. They have a minor in criminal justice. They have a minor in geography, geographic information systems, and sociology. So remember, this is where we were. Now, when we look at a minor, typically a minor is 18 to 21 hours in a specific side field, a subfield. So you would need Sociology 101, Sociology 310, 430, and then 9 hours, which is 3 classes, at the 300 or 400 level of sociology electives. So when you look for sociology electives, you would just look at the list of all the sociology courses that are 300 level and 400 level, and you just need to pick 3 of those and fit those into your psychology major. And if those fit in perfectly, then you can minor in sociology. Let's say you'd rather minor in foreign language, because as a psychology major, you do have a couple foreign languages. Let's say you go down to world languages and cultures. And again, click on the world languages, the left-hand side, scroll down, and you'll see the different minors. You see they have a minor in Francophone and Creole ethnic studies. There's a minor in Hispanic ethnic studies. So they're different minors, or you can just do a general minor in Spanish or French. So again, make sure that you are looking at those list of minors and the courses that you have, and make sure that you see if those fit in your major and you would like to minor, you can do that. So let's maybe decide that. Let's decide that that's what I want to do. I want to minor in sociology. So again, we would just type that in here. Okay, department. What's the name of my department? Well, we know it's psychology, right? But what if you didn't know that? You could come to majors, minors, and certificates, and you can actually find psychology in this list. Or you can come up here to academics and go to colleges and departments. Click there. You'll see the list of colleges, and you can come right down here to psychology, Department of Psychology. So again, nice and easy. We can just copy paste. Of course, make sure you hit that shift, so when you copy and paste, it goes right in there. Okay, and then department head. Wonder who our department head is. Let's go and see. Your department head is just the person who is over your department. And you definitely would want to get to know this person, because you'll probably have to speak with them sometime in the future. So you'll see Dr. Susan Coates. She is the department head of psychology. And then here's her email. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste her email as well. Okay, look at that. That's so easy. We already have the top done. All right, so let's kind of dive into the rest of our map, because again, I like to just dive into something instead of explaining a whole lot in the beginning. So, prior credit. This is going to be a list of anything that you had before you came to the university. This could be AP credit, this could be CLEP credit, this could be transfer credit, basically any credit that you already had, and you can find that in your LeoNet account. Let's say you had AP credit. Let's say you had AP credit for English 101. Maybe you had AP credit for Math 161. And let's say you had AP credit for History 202. So again, you're going to type in those classes here, and you're going to put in the hours of those classes. If you scroll down, you'll see that it's automatically tabulating the hours for you, and it's adding it there as well. So you don't have to go and do that. We already did that for you. Okay, for fall 2020, you're going to type in all the classes you are enrolled in right now. So let's say you are in English 102, 3 hours. Let's say you're in Psych 101, 3 hours. You might be in General Biology 151. You might be in Math 162. And you might be in Music 151. Of course, those were courses that this summer you would have chosen. Okay, let's say you're in 17 hours. You probably aren't. You're probably in 14 or 15, but let's just say you're in 17. Okay, so when we're taking a look at this, you pretty much put what you are in right now, and then you take a look at this curriculum, this 4-year plan, and start marking those off. Now, you might want to print this out and actually mark those off by hand. And if that's how you like to do this, please do that. You need to choose whichever way is going to help you understand your curriculum best. Now, we have this 4-year plan. You'll see the 4-year plan is broken up into years. First year, second year, third year, and fourth year. Okay? But we also need to have the curriculum sheet itself. So the way we find that is we go to the psychology department. So we go down there. And then we're going to click on this left-hand side where it says undergraduate degrees. And we're going to scroll down. Again, you can read lots about your major on your department's websites, and make sure you're doing that. And we're going to go down to Standard Psychology BA Curriculum Sheet, and we're going to click on 2020-2021. Always make sure you click on that most recent one because that's the curriculum that you're in. Okay, now we'll see that the curriculum sheet and the 4-year plan is obviously a little different, right? The 4-year plan is broken up into semesters, whereas the curriculum sheet is broken up into subjects. I like to use both because the curriculum sheet is like a little checkoff sheet. It helps you make sure at the end that you're including all of your core classes, that you're choosing your foundation electives, you're choosing your applied electives, and that you have everything that you need. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue filling out our 4-year plan, which is here, or our academic map. Alrighty, so when we look at this, we're going to see we have psychology, we have English, we have the first math, we're in the music now, we're in the SC 101 now. Psychology 102 is a great class for next semester, right? So let's go ahead and type that in right here. And what better way? Just stick it right next to the psychology that you already have, right? Then we'll kind of come down here and we'll say, okay, well, we already have the second math here. Let's see what else we need. Well, we had a history from high school. We had history 202. Let's see if history 202 is on the curriculum sheet. So you'll scroll down. There it is, history 202. Now, if I want to take another history next semester, I need to come and take 201, which is the other history course. So I might add that one here, 201. So again, you can kind of see what we're doing, right? We're looking to see what you already have credit for, and then we're building around that. Now, there's a lot of classes that are going to be very straightforward, as you can see. And there's some classes that are going to be electives. So I'm going to show you what those electives look like in a sec. But let's say, for instance, that you didn't have a music elective yet, and you were choosing between one of these arts electives. So the cool thing is, if you click on this here, you can actually see the course description. The course description just tells you what that course is. So you'll see that Art 105 is a chronological survey of world art and architecture from Paleolithic to late Gothic era. You might decide that sounds pretty cool. So if you don't have your arts elective yet, you can take Art 105. Some majors are going to be very straightforward where you have to choose a specific art or specific history, and some of them are just going to say art elective or history elective. That's where this general education guide comes in. This guide goes through all the different general education courses that you may be able to choose from. So again, if your major just says art elective, well, here's a whole big list. And then you can even look in the catalog and find even more classes. Always make sure that you're speaking with your advisor if you have any questions about what classes you can take. Now, Remember we talked about minoring in sociology? Well, that's a social behavioral science, so we can go ahead and choose a sociology at some point as well. Then, of course, we have our natural sciences. Now, if you're looking at psychology itself, it actually breaks down the sciences. So let's go ahead and take a look at the curriculum. So you'll see it says GBio 151 and 152, which is a lecture and a lab. Then it just says physical science, okay? Now you see that little 5 there? That's where this curriculum sheet comes in, because sometimes there's going to be specific things that you need to look at. So you see it says a 5. These say 8. So you got to scroll down and you have to read what that is. Make sure you're doing that. You can't just take it for face value. So let's see what number 5 says. Course must be taken from physics, physics lab, chemistry, chemistry lab, or earth and space science and earth and space science lab. So, physical science, that's a 3-hour and a 1-hour. That's a lecture and a lab. Let's say I like chemistry. So let's say I come over here to this natural science sequence and I say, oh, chemistry 101. There's chemistry 101. I think I want that one. And look, there's the lab. Chemistry 101, and then there's C Lab 103. So let's say right over here, I decide to go ahead and take, well, not in the summer, because I might not need a summer class. Let's say I want to do chemistry 101, and that's a 3-hour, and then I want to do C Lab 103, and that is a 1-hour. Okay, so that takes care of my sciences down here. So whenever you see that natural science sequence, that's where that is going to come in. But again, the best way that I would suggest doing this is, again, using the 4-year plan and working your way down. Again, if you need to print it out and actually mark things out as you add it to your map, that's probably the best way to go. And again, make sure you're also using your curriculum sheet to read about your specific requirements for your major. And use that general education guide if you need some help on specific sequences and understanding what classes are required for your major. This is something else I do want to point out. So let's say you started in a developmental class, like a developmental English or developmental math, or the co-requisite English or the co-requisite math. So your next classes are going to look a little different. So whereas here, they start in English 1 and go straight to English 2. If you were in developmental English, then you actually have to go to 99 next. So make sure that you are following this sequence here or talking with your advisor to make sure that you're scheduling your classes and you're adding those to your map in the correct order. So your goal at the very end of this is to have all 120 hours added to your map. And again, the way you're going to do that is you're going to be typing in classes when you would like to take them. Make sure that you're following the prerequisites of each class. So again, if we're looking at psychology, we can kind of scroll down. You see there's some core classes to choose from, right? So we're going to kind of scroll down and we're going to look at Psychology 335. Let's see what that is. We can read about it, but you also see that there's some prerequisites, Psychology 221, 222, and 322 English. So you can't even take the Psychology 335 until you have these 3 done, which means on your map, you need to have all 3 of those somewhere here before you put your 335. So it's a lot to explain, but the best way to learn is just jumping in and doing it. Make sure that you go step by step, that if you don't understand something, that you talk with your academic advisor, and hopefully by the end of the week, you have a nice map built out 4 to 5 years, depending on how long you need, with 120 hours, all set for you, specifically for you, okay? And then next week, week 8, I'll be seeing you again because I'll be showing you how to take this map and actually add it to your planner, your Leonet planner, and actually plan out in there. So it's a 2-pronged process, creating the academic map here and then creating the Leonet planner in Leonet. So until then, Bye.